Hi, welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you've been here before, or if you haven't. My name is Anna and I'm updating my project Level Up today, which is a very fun project created by Sofia Alexandra, and I am leveling up. Even though I have a few uses left in a couple of eyeshadows. I'm going to tell you all about my uses. I have my palette, which is the Colourpop California Love, except mine looks very different from the original. It only has two of the original shades, Gnarly and Laguna. All the other ones are from other palettes. Some of them I have like repressed into this palette. Some of them are other Colourpop eyeshadows. I talked about that in my last update where I rolled in this palette. And I have my list of how many times I've used each eyeshadow. And then I also have my Tiny Decisions app to roll in my level 4. Ooh, I felt like level 3 was hard because there are so many eyeshadows to use. Level 4 is going to be much harder. But I am doing the light version, which I'm pretty sure was created by Ruth. She definitely did a light version where you have to use all of these shades the number of times. Like level 4, you need to use them 4 times. And then the 4 eyeshadows that are like focus eyeshadows, you need to use just 10 times, not necessarily hit pan. In my last palette, the level 2 palette, I did actually hit pan, which was very exciting. This time I did not, but I can definitely see some visual progress, which is always exciting. So let me just hop right into it. I'm gonna pop up pictures of what this palette looked like last time and what it looks like now, so that you can just kind of see that as I talk about them. The first shade in the place where Diego was supposed to go, I have the shade Crown from Color Drain, the Queen of Hearts palette. So I just repressed this into it, and I feel like it looked pretty much, it didn't look unused, but it looked pretty like flat in my last update in my intro for this palette, but I did use it 20 times since then, which is twice the amount I had to, but I've just had it handy. I've used it pretty much almost every time I've done my makeup, and I'm just not sure you'll be able to see the dip, but I can definitely, like, here you go, I can definitely see a dip in there. So my goal is now to hit pan in this eyeshadow this year, sometime this year, if I just continue using it sometimes. This was an eyeshadow that I did have pan on before I repressed it, so it'd be nice to like re-hit pan on it. And it's one of my absolute favorite inner corner highlights. It's the inner corner highlight that I'm wearing today, so that's the 20th use, and I will probably continue to use it. And next to that is actually a shade from my Onsite Alva palette, and it's the shade Dandelion. And I used this one 3 times, as I was supposed to. And then next to that is also from Onsite, and it's the shade Lilac, but I have only used this one twice. I'm 1 use shy of my 3 use goal on that one. So I need to use that one more time. Next to that is Side to Side, which is a shade from the Colourpop Sweet Talk palette, and I used that one 3 times, and I can kind of see, because this is a very soft shade, it's more of a like Colourpop Super Shock shadow type of eyeshadow. Definitely some disturbance in there. And then next to that is actually a shade from this palette, like the row under. It's in this place of Highway 1, but it's actually Gnarly. It's just in the wrong spot. I'm not sure why I did it like that. I think I wanted to have the middle row like matte shades, probably. And I used this one 12 times. So I can definitely see that it's changing, and now I kind of want to pan in this one as well. It's just such a nice everyday type of crease color, because it's not too warm, but it's not too cool tone either, so it just works really well. It's hard to see. It works really well with all looks, and I can deepen it with something else if it's not like dark enough. But for most days, work days, it's just such a nice crease color. So 12 uses in that one. Laguna, which is the only eyeshadow that is original to this palette and is in the right spot. And I did use 3 times, and I'm using that one today. Today was a weird look. I'm gonna tell you exactly what it was in a second. El Captain, I did use, no, that's not the shade El Captain. This is actually the shade Guava from, it's from the Lush Life palette, I think, which was also one of my focus shades, and I did use it exactly 10 times. And next to that one is the shade Noni, which I used 3 times because I used it today, but I was sure that I had used it 3 times before today, and today would be my 4th use. So I'm starting to think I might have like not correctly counted my uses, because I don't think that's right. I feel like I've used it 4 times, but definitely more than 3. Then under that again, on the last row, is a eyeshadow from the Zulu palette by Juvia's Place. I decluttered that palette, but I just couldn't let this eyeshadow go because it's kind of unique. It's a pink with a very like gold shift to it. And this one I've also only used twice. So I didn't use it at all in March, and then I've used it twice in March, and this is what I have on the inner part of my lid. I don't know why I didn't use it more. I just forgot about it. And I've also kind of realized it's not that special. It's not so unique that I have to have it in my collection, but I have it nonetheless. And then Mission, I have, this is not Mission, this is the shade Melody. I've also only used twice. I have realized I don't really love this eyeshadow. It works well with Laguna as just a very nice kind of simple look, but it's just not my favorite. It's just a little warm, but at the same time doesn't really do much, so I don't know. I need to use it once more in order to complete this palette. And then I have the shade Hideaway, which I've actually written down that I've used 4 times, which could be correct. I used it again today, but I thought today was my 3rd use. That's why I used it today. And this shade next to the Zulu on my lid, I don't know how well you'll be able to see it. I have very like natural makeup on today. Some people would not call this natural makeup. For me it is. It's a weird mix, but it doesn't look bad. I would not pair these if I didn't think I had to, in order to complete as many eyeshadows as possible before this update. So 4 uses on that one, and the last one I have used 3 times. That's the shade Dream Maker from Sweet Talk, I think. And that means I have 3 eyeshadows that I need to use 1 more time each. It's the shade Lilac, which is just a nice lid shade if I want to do a purple look, but it kind of competes with my Panna palette. I also need to use the one from Zulu once more, and I need to use Melody once more. So that's 3 different looks, 3 different everyday work looks that I can easily do. So that's why I'm rolling this out, because I know that those 3 uses will be no problem, and I will just update you in my next update if I did it or not, but I'm definitely gonna be able to do it. It's just I had to film this now, and I couldn't wait to use like these 3 shades in 3 different looks, and then you know how it is. So that is why I'm calling this one a complete palette. 3 more uses in there, and I'm gonna pop up my Tiny Decisions app. I just need to think for a second. And I'm so nervous because getting a difficult palette for level 4 is gonna mean this takes forever. Here it is, my Tiny Decisions. The blacked out ones are this one and the other one that I ended up not using. But I actually need to, let me just screen record and I can show you what I'm doing. So screen recording starting now, and I'm gonna have to change. I never remember how to do this. Here it is. I need to remove California Love. I also need to remove the Huda Beauty Topaz palette, because I did use that one in my No Pen Left Behind for a different project. And then, are there any more eyeshadows that I have had? I feel like there's one more that I did No Pen Left Behind. It's a ColourPop. It's the ColourPop The Child palette. Okay, so those are not going to be in here, which means there are less palettes in this wheel, and I'm even more nervous. I'm hoping to get magnetic eyeshadows, so either ColourPop or Natasha Denona, or is that the only ones I have there? Yeah, because I'm going to be traveling a little bit, and it would be nice to be able to bring just a few eyeshadows and then not a big one. We'll see what I get. Okay, I'm just gonna, the way I do it, by the way, is I randomize 2 different palettes and then I select one, so that way I don't get something that I really don't want to do and have to re-roll, and you know. So here we go. Okay, I'm just Own's Eye Little Ghost. That is a big palette, and it has a lot of very colorful shades, so that would be a difficult one for level 4. Actually, I don't want to do that. And the next one is Huda Beauty Emerald Obsessions for 4 uses, and then it's an all green palette. So that means 4 uses in all of the greens, and then 4 of the eyeshadows. No, I'm not doing that. Okay, I don't want to do that many green looks in a short amount of time, because I want to get this project kind of going. I don't want to have to spend 6 months on one 9-pan palette, which means I'm going to have to choose. I can stop screen recording now. I'm gonna have to choose the Oden's Eye Little Ghost palette, which is a palette in collaboration with Angelica Nyquist. It is a beautiful palette. It's just, it's so big. It has 16 eyeshadows, and even though the eyeshadows are quite nice, some of them I don't like at all. This yellow one, I don't want to use that one 4 times. This bottom row I really like, so I would probably choose some of these to use 10 times. But it also means using the blues 4 times. That's a lot of blue looks, and I don't really do blue that often. Like, it doesn't, I have to do that on the weekends and stuff. I'm just gonna have to try. That's the thing. I'm gonna bring this with me on one of my trips, which is just back home to my parents, and then I'm going to Stockholm after that, which I don't think I'm gonna bring it. Well, it's a really light palette and it has a lot of shades. Maybe I would bring it there as well, so that I can kind of spread the love a little bit and not focus on this palette too much. I think I need to keep this in for quite a while, and then I can just use my Pan That palette, which is very neutral, alongside it. Okay, I'm gonna take a picture of what it looks like now, and then we'll see what it looks like after 4 uses in all the shades, but 4 of the eyeshadows I need to use at least 10 times. And I think I can say right away that one of the eyeshadows that I want to use 10 times is this shade right here, because it's the perfect inner corner highlight. Also definitely this shade, so it's Cobweb, and then Magical. Actually Magical I might be able to hit pan on in 10 uses, because I have had it in a project before and you can see the dip starting to form. Also definitely 10 uses in this one. This is Candy Corn. It's just a very nice matte shade. And then I actually think I might do 10 uses in the shade Licorice, because it's just such a nice pigmented, just like aubergine type of color, and it's so nice as a liner. It's super pigmented. Let me just swatch all the ones that I think I will do 10 uses on, just to see like what my color story would look like if this was a pan those eyeshadows type project. Oh, I love the shade Magical, it's so pretty. And then Cobweb is the inner corner highlight. Maybe I could even hit pan in that one. Maybe not. So it's the deep dark shade called Licorice, and then Candy Corn, Magical, and Cobweb. Can you see the, I don't know, it's, you can see how reflective the shade Cobweb is. It's just such a nice shade for the inner corner highlight type of, for the inner corner. And the shade Magical is just, you can't really see it on camera, but it has that beautiful green shift to it. Kind of see it on my finger. It is gorgeous. So this is going to be interesting. I'm going to have this in for a while, and if you have any suggestions, I know that like a bright inner corner yellow matte eyeshadow is something that a lot of people can pull off. I'm not so sure I'm comfortable in that look. And then also all of the blues and the purples. Any suggestions on videos that show looks with this palette, or any like pairings that you've done that you like if you have this palette, please let me know. That would be very nice. And we'll see how long this takes. It's a challenge, and I feel like that's one of the good things about this project as well. We need some challenges sometimes. This is definitely a big one for me. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next week with my finale for the That's So 2000s Project Pan, which is crazy that it's been a year already. So that is going to be my next one. Happy Easter if you are celebrating Easter, and I'll see you around. Bye!